That was a bit of a shocker. Yeah, it was quite an incredible experience. Something like I've not seen before because they were real. They were real people.
Having recovered from our journey the night before, we leave our sosta to explore the city of Palermo.
Peg, we're on our way to the catacombs. What are the catacombs?
The Capuchin Catacombs, so I think they're of the monks, and they are mummified monks that we're going to go and see. It's a bit macabre, but quite interesting.
Oh, I like the sound of this. You literally take your life in your hands, just crossing the road. Well, Peg, that was a bit of a shocker.
It was quite an interesting place. It was the catacombs of the Cappuccino.
Quite incredible. I mean, it is basically rows upon rows upon rows, hundreds of dead bodies, all mummified, preserved to different states.
Yeah, some were quite well preserved and you could actually identify the person, and others were literally skulls and just dressed corpses, and there was, a lot of them were standing up, a lot of them were lying flat. It looked like all the women seemed to be lying flat. Yeah,
I mean, it looked to me like there's a lot, it was like a lot of coffins stacked up and along where they're taking the side off so you could see inside it. There's many like that, many standing up.
Yeah, and there were a lot of children as well, which was really sad.
Yeah.
Some babies there as well. There was one that they'd set a particular candle in front of as well, and that was a little baby girl who was 2 years old when she died.
And a lot of them had their own distinctive clothing on, as they would have been when they died.
I imagine that for you to have been able to be embalmed or mummified that way, you would have had to have a certain amount of money to do it. So most of the people there seemed to be professional. There were a lot of monks in there, and there were quite a few military people.
Yeah.
And there were also some priests.
Yeah, it was quite an incredible experience. Something like I've not seen before because they were real. They were real people. We've just bought coffee and cake, Peg.
Yeah, when we say coffee, we've actually got a mouthful.
It's literally, I don't even see this. It's like
tiny cup.
A tiny cup, and there's about a quarter.
Oh, it's not a hit.
And what did we just pay? €5, €6.
£5.70 for a couple of cakes.
Yeah, got quite a lot for £5.70.
Not a lot of coffee.
Wow, that coffee is strong. I'm not going to sleep for a week. See what this is like.
It's a really good pastry. It's no soggy bottom. It's like a pistachio cream with pistachio nuts on top. Just a little tiny one, and we've got an apple tart as well.
Beautiful. I can't get over the strength of that coffee though. It's amazing.
We live in our van full time, which means that there's always something to do, and I'm always finding a job for Rob. Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Good morning. We are day 2, day 3.
Something like that. I've lost track, Peg.
We're in Palermo, and Palermo's an assault on the senses in a very good way.
Yeah, it's got a quite good vibe here, to say the least.
Yeah, a little bit edgy, but I quite like a little bit edgy.
And the prices are extremely reasonable. I mean, pizzas are, what, €6-7? Even we saw a family one just now for £7.50. That's enormous. For €7.
Lid.
Yeah, it's just incredible. So, yeah, we're liking Palermo.
So we've got a Spanish gate behind us at the moment. Not sure exactly what it is, but we know that there's been lots of different cultures that have influenced Palermo, and the Spanish gate behind us shows that when the Spanish were here, there's been Normans, there's been, who else has there been? Greeks, obviously Romans, which you'd expect.
Yeah, and there's a lot of traffic out today.
Yeah, but they're not too beepy now. They're a lot beepier this morning.
Yeah, beepy in the morning, but not so beepy during the day.
No.
So what have we got in the background, Peg?
We have got Palermo Cathedral. Absolutely beautiful building. So full of ostentatious artwork inside, isn't it?
I know, it's a real difference to some of the buildings on the outside to what that looks like on the inside.
There's a lot of places that look run down in Palermo, but you go into the cathedral and you can see where all the wealth is.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Yeah.
Beautiful inside.
It's quite incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, and you can pay to go to the crypt on the roof and various other things. We opted not to do that. There's plenty to see and do.
Yeah.
Just wandering around.
I said to Rob when we were in there, you could go in there every day for a year and see different things, because there's just so many different sculptures. There's different artworks. There's, the paintings, the ceilings are painted. It's just gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fabulous. Different stories. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of history there.
Yeah, and there's one of the priests that was there was martyred as well, and he was recognised by the Pope, blessed by the Pope as well for being martyred by the mafia. So that's quite an interesting story as well. While we were in Palermo, we recognised that Italy is the home of opera. So we went to the Teatro Massimo, which is the biggest opera theatre in Italy. The guided tour cost €12, and while we were on our tour, we were lucky enough to hear the orchestra practising. Sicily is also renowned for street food, so we visited Capo Market to see some traditional Sicilian fare. Oh, it's lovely. It's quite tart.
Beautiful. Lovely.
We went out for a meal on our last night in Palermo, so now it's time for Guess the Price of the Meal. So we had bruschetta, arancini, pasta and pizza, all washed down with a litre of wine. All in the blink of an eye, it was time to leave Palermo and head off towards Agrigento. So join us next time when we visit the Valley of the Temples.